Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Hope you're safe and well. I've got an unboxing to do. This I have wanted from the first time I saw it. I'm not hiding what this is. You can see it's an Arrows Hobby Tecnam 2010. It was released in the United States approximately 3 months ago, and I've been chasing it down in the UK. It was finally released today, the 29th of July. As far as I'm aware, this was the first one to ever retail in the UK, and that's because my hobby store, Inwood Models, knew I wanted it. They had it on order. They took delivery today, and they called me today, and I went out and purchased it. I purchased it around about 12:30 this afternoon. We want to see what it's like inside. Before we do that though, let's take a look at some of the specs. In the United States, where they released it, you could buy it and it came with floats. In the UK, when you buy it either with the wheels or with the floats, not both, which is a bit of a con really. So let's stop yakking, let's take a look at what's inside the box. So we've got a goodie bag. What do we have in this goodie bag? We've got other bags in the goodie bag. So we've got what looks like a prop nut, a push rod with clevis, lots of screws. Some of these are clips. Now the screws are hex head screws. They've got the little six-sided driver in there, and they're countersunk. They're quite good. Got a couple of little plastic bits. These I believe are steps. That you glue into the fuselage. It's got some aerials. It's got 3 aerials. I'm not sure what these are, but it's got some mounting plates for something. Probably the undercarriage. It's got a spinner. Feels quite nice plastic actually. Not a brittle plastic. And this is what I love about these. It's got a nut locking system. So the motor will have that shape on it, on the shaft, and this spinner just locks in. It's interesting that there's no pegs on the back of the spinner. And we have a Y lead for the flaps, and these Y leads have these hooks on, so once you've connected they're not going to pull apart. Very nice. And Velcro strip, black Velcro strip, obviously for your battery. Here's the manual. It's a 1,450mm wingspan, so the wingspan is 50mm bigger than the Kingfisher, so they're starting to get a nice size. Now those of you who know, you will know instantly that the layout of this manual, and when we look at the moulding of the aircraft, this is an FMS aircraft. It is made by FMS, or it's made by the factory that makes FMS aircraft. All of the Arrow Hobby's quality is FMS quality. So we've got 4 screws that hold in the wing, no glue in there. Got the R-clips here that hold in the wing struts. Screw holds in the tail. Screws for the undercarriage. And that's it. It's got a bit about the floats here, but we didn't get floats with ours. This here, what a giveaway. If you study this picture for the floats very carefully, the plates on the floats, the design of the floats, the rudder on the float, the bars going across and the bars supporting the floats that go into the fuselage are exactly the same as the FMS Kingfisher, the FMS Super Easy, the FMS J3 Cub, and there's a couple of others. They're exactly the same. So although I didn't get floats with mine, I have spare floats coming out of my ears, so they will fit. The only thing I don't have for this model are the plates and the screws, but I have them for other models, and I'm hoping they'll be the same if I ever use it. And here we have the connections, battery connector. Be interested to see if it is an XC60. Here's the rates, high and low, and I always stick a medium rate in there. Centre of gravity, there it is. That's what you want, 55 to 65 from the leading edge. More responsive at 65, less responsive at 55. Looks good. And then you've got the manual in Chinese. Now this thing comes with what they call, or they're calling, a vector. Now a vector is a stabilisation unit. I've taken a read of this and looked at the diagrams, and for all purposes it is identical in functionality and setup as the FMS reflex system. I haven't seen what they look like yet, we'll take a look, but that is identical setup to the FMS reflex, but there you're calling it an Arrows Vector. This was a little disappointing to me. It's obviously the front nose gear. It looks pretty smart. It's a plastic shroud on here, held together with 2 screws. And then there's a rod which comes down to here, which goes up through this plastic, and this is the steering mechanism, so you can steer your wheel. This plate keeps still and the wheel turns like this. I had planned to take these skirts off. The problem I have is that the axle for this wheel is this screw, and it is the skirt. It might be perfectly okay, but I'm just looking at the distance between that front nose wheel and the ground. Well manicured airfield, airstrip, it should be okay. But I thought I could just take them off, and you can't, not this one anyway. And here we have the prop, black 2-blade prop. And this is an 11x7. And those of you who know me, you know exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be getting a 10x7 3-blade prop, and it's going on this aircraft. I just love the 3-blade props. So that will be the spare for it, and I'll get a 10x7 Master Air Screw 3-blade. Yes indeed, there we have it. There we have a main wing. It's beautifully moulded, absolutely beautiful. These are decals, the black, grey, green. The wing lights are brilliant. You've got a little plastic bubble here, and then you've got a white moulding around it. Really neat, really tidy, really compressed foam. Now the hinges here are foam. Got massive flaps. I don't mean depth-wise, I mean length-wise. This whole part of the wing up to this point is flap, and then it's got a kink in the wing, which I love. I love the design of this wing. It's coming kinked in at the back, and it's got aileron. It's got a little upturn here, a bit of stabilisation on the wing. But the other thing I like is here, it dips in. When this is put together, it's got a special look to it. Which I just love. So they will be looked at closely. It's got Arrows Hobby's branded servos. It's just a sticker put over a servo. White tape covering all your wiring. It's really nice. In fact, the sticker here is one big sticker, and it's actually got clear tape over this part of the wiring. Here's your R-clip connector and the big plastic plate. The other thing I've noticed more and more on the FMS models is they don't come all the way through the horns. So that's a nice unblemished surface there. And what they do, they actually stick these in. These have even got fuel tubing around them, keeping them closed. It's got a spar. You see the light of the spar. It looks as though it runs from about here all the way down to somewhere around here. Brass fittings. So this obviously plugs in, and then you screw into brass. And this is for your wing spar, the main wing spar. That's really nice. It's really well made. Wow. And we got two of them! Yeah! 2 wings! Excellent! Yeah, these are, you can see the brass inlay there. Oh, very nice. Oh yeah, this would be, oh, it's got a gear. What would be by gear? We don't have any gear on here. Flaps, gear, and aileron. Gear would probably be light because it's only got two wires on the gear. But the moulding's the same, it's absolutely fantastic. Here's the 2 struts. Just plastic struts, oval. And there's the carbon main spar. That's just going to slide in. See how far it goes. Yeah, okay, it comes up to a stop. Okay, here's the horizontal stabilizer. Same good quality. Here's the hole. You can't see it, but there is a brass inlay in there. Beautiful foam hinging. The whole thing's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Quite like the colour scheme. You really got to touch this stuff to appreciate how smooth, silky smooth. There's tiny, tiny injection holes, and you can just about pick them up. That's great. What a body, said the bishop to the actress. No, no, no. That is awesome. It's exactly the same hatch mechanism as the Kingfisher. So that should be a clue, shouldn't it, for everyone? Exactly the same. Big old hatch. Look at the size of that in there. Whew. Wow, that's a big thing. And it only takes 2200 3-cell. I think I can probably get my 3000s in there. I'll try it with 3000. So tucked away down there is a Vector. The design is different from the FMS Reflex. Let's see what we've got. Oh, look at this. Look at this. An XD60. Yeah. We have got all the connectors going into the reflex system. So we obviously connect our ailerons and what have you to the reflex system. And then the reflex system has all of these elevator, aileron, rudder, throttle. That plugs straight into the receiver. Flaps don't go through the reflex system, and they don't, sorry, the vector system. Let's get it right. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to take a look to see what all these are, because they're all grouped up together. And this has got, like the Arrows one did, it's got a tiny little one all on its own. I don't know if you can see that down there. Just there, at my fingertip. There's a single connector all on its own, and I do not know what that's for. Gaping fuselage, look at that in there. Whoa, it's cavernous. It's a big plane. Servo here, this is obviously for your elevator. Here's your rudder servo, already installed, connected. Fuel tubing on to keep it all in place. It's quite light. I'm surprised how light it is. And then up on the nose here, so this is all foam. Nice motor. Can't see what it is, but the specs were there. This is the only bit of this I don't like. You can see the screws here and here holding this cowling on. I just don't like it. But I don't like these black screws, so that's going to be painted white. Look, it looks like it's got two eyes and a mouth going, ooh, ooh. So they've got to go. I'll just paint them. Yeah, very nice. I mean, the moulding's great. Let's take a look on the underside. At this point in time, I'm not sure what's what. I suspect that this is where you put your mains. This is for the skis. And this obviously is for your nose gear. Now the nose gear has one of those funny servo arms here, where basically all you're going to do is slot the nose gear into this slot. It will engage with that horn. There. And that's it. Who's to screw it in, and they're all brass fittings. Brass fittings there, brass fittings here. These won't be used, they're for the floats. But then, I don't know why, but this piece here is a different shape to this piece here. It really is. It's moulded differently, and that might be, I don't know. I can't think why you'd have different covers for your undercarriage. It's no big deal though. I mean, it's lovely. It's lovely moulding. Got hatches on it. The hatches have got fake rivets. The doors all moulded with hinges. This hatch is massive. It's absolutely ginormous. Something there for a camera. It's interesting. There's your main. And these skirts look as though they can come off, because this comes down and then bends in, and it's part of the shaft there. Take the skirts off and you're home free. There it is, the Arrows Hobby Tecnam. Tecnam 2010, and it is a 1415mm 1.45 meter wingspan. Brilliant. I'm going to get that assembled as fast as I can this weekend, so it's ready to go up in the air and maiden. So thanks for watching, stay safe, stay well, and I hope you'll come and join me on another video. Cheers.